Oh man, this is a special video. Do you know why? This is why. Because I got 4 trophies last year. And, funnily enough, see this? W Coupe. It was such a special year that I got a Whoop trophy. I'll take it. Hype man gets a Whoop trophy. Whoop, there it is! I'll take it. All right. This is a story about something else. It's about never giving up. It's about turning terrible experiences into something positive. And thankfully, 2 of the biggest poker legends are here to help me tell this story. BenCB and Lex. 2 guys I looked up to the whole time when I was growing up playing poker, when I was trying to do content. And it's kind of like a full circle moment that they come back and be part of this story for me. So let me tell you what happened. You all know I don't play a lot of poker. In the last year, I spent a lot of time traveling, focusing on other priorities like my family. You can see my documentary about that. Link here. That's my last video. And so eventually in September, I got myself ready for a big month of poker because there's a lot of big series going on. And let's just say I wasn't really ready for it. And one weekend, I completely lost my mind. I punted in a lot of tournaments, just started going all in blind. I just couldn't take it. And it's mostly because I was also really stressed outside of poker. I had a lot going on. Specifically, my wife and I were trying for our first baby. And yeah, that just made me really nervous. Sadly, at one point, she got really sick. And I had to take 5 days off because we were going to see doctors and going to the hospital a lot. Eventually, after the really tough times, got some good news. I know where the goes. Oh, she's gonna kill me for this. So even though that week was really tough, it really put a lot of determination and motivation and completely shifted my mindset from being this tilted punty player to having more of a purpose. Like I wanted to win now, not just for me, but obviously for our baby girl. And it really changed a lot of things. And this video is about that. It's about never giving up, but also about finding external forces to motivate you, to help you change your life, and hopefully for the positive. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe this will help you kind of get some motivation out of it and then create your own mini story, your own video. Enjoy.
All right, testing. Well, Ryan, congratulations. You made the final table of one of the biggest fields ever. Took my dog to the dog park this morning, went with my wife, went to the cafe with her, had a good day, jumped in the ice cold pool. It was cold, took an ice shower, got rid of all that anxiety. Gotta remember that no matter what in this tournament, you're always alive. Go with your reads, never give up, be stubborn, don't get distracted. Just remember life is good regardless of the result, and you want the glory, you want to win this impossible tournament. And just play it the best you can. I don't know what else to say, it's really that simple.
So I'm going to explain a little bit the premise of the video. So during W Coupe, I started by having a pretty good start, and I lost my mind at one point. Had a very bad reaction mentally, just like pure tilt, whatever. Took a week off, and then at the same exact time that week, I found out my wife was pregnant, and it kind of like rearranged a lot of the whatever you want, the tilt I had to just be like, well, now I'm doing this for a child. It started this like 2-week journey of having a lot of results and finished with me winning the main event and also the PLO, like some random PLO that I flicked in at the last second in the same day. And the video is kind of about how real life events reshifted my focus towards how I approach poker. Like I've been playing for 17 years, and even after 17 years, somehow one hour of like run bad just completely made me lose my mentality. I couldn't think of anyone better than you that's like kind of not only dealt with all this, but like you are also, you've experienced it. And it's not like I can name many poker player content creators that are good and have children. Like it's like very new, right?
Yeah.
Why did you pick Lex?
I mean, so Lex is an online poker legend, but then also took a lot of time to go and do stuff in live poker, and that's how I found out about him. I grew up watching him, and he kind of inspired me to just like not care about what people think, and he did some crazy stuff, and I was always like, yeah, like I want to like trying to do my own style. I like his approach of not just being like gamble, poker only and stuff like that. He does pretty much everything and does it really well.
For some reason, because it's this like, you know, W Coupe main event, I was like, this is, you know, this is kind of impossible to win. I want to win it. How do you turn something so negative into a strangely positive thing?
Yeah. I also think that it has to do with like hurting yourself more. Because you're like, okay, now I'm in this situation. Now I'm going to make myself grind for 10 hours, which could possibly be a $200 return. So I feel like it also has to do with hurting yourself more.
Yeah, like there's definitely a bit of self-hate. You're like, to play that, you know, like you piece of shit. Like, yeah, you sit there and grind that 109 that you just spent 200x on another tournament, you know? Like, yeah, I think it's strange that we have these.
I feel like whenever something crazy happens and you feel like you're drowning a little bit, I think that one of the things that people in any given scenario, not just poker, they want a sense of control, right? Then dedicating yourself towards grinding a 109, I think is sort of like redirecting your focus to keep yourself sane in a way as well, or at least provide some structure in something very chaotic, you know?
I mean, what do you think like the odds are, other than 20,000 to 1, of winning a tournament like this is?
I don't think people truly understand, like people that don't grind series, they don't understand how insane it is, right? Grinding series for 3 or 4 weeks, it's insane. Like it doesn't compare to grinding WCP live. It doesn't. I love that Lena interview.
How are you feeling after such a long grind in person?
Piece of cake to compare to Scoop 40 days of 20 tables, I have to say. People say this is a marathon, they should try 20 tables for 40 days during Scoop. That's what I say.
BenCB, I mean, absolute machine when it comes to online poker. He's been grinding forever.
None of the players are going to be following theory, like not even close. Yeah. So it just gives me a baseline. It gives me a baseline to understand, okay, what's the frame I can operate in, and within that frame, I do whatever I think is best against the player pool.
Ends up winning some of the biggest tournaments every year. He's just crushing.
For the 2025 World Series of Poker, to be the champion, gets the king.
Oh, a king!
That's the only fade. The river.
No, holding an ace.
Ace only on the river. 3 outs. No, it is the king, and you may as well give it to him. Give Ben the crown.
Then he started Raise Your Edge, did infinite free content on YouTube, stuff that I watched a lot. Like I learned so much from in those years when I was in school and stuff, just watching his free videos. I'm like, man, this guy has like kind of a cool system. And it's, you know, it's not just about his poker results. I also like his attitude. Like when he believes in something, he really speaks it. I'm not gonna say I agree with everything he says, but I like people that don't back down from controversy. I like people that really believe in what they're saying and they don't change their mind when someone just tells them they're wrong or something like that. And he's always been like a very outspoken and principled dude. From my point of view as a streamer and as a poker player, like seeing him operate so openly with his streams, with his YouTube channel, is just like such a amazing blessing for anyone that wants to make it in this game. It's free, it's out there, and he's just doing it for no reason. He just wants to help.
%. I'll just check call. I think we can lead here. have ace of clubs. That's pretty bad. I'm just gonna check fold. I don't think he bluffs much. Jack of diamonds is really shit to have. I think we just chop a lot, yeah. Oh, wow. He doesn't even bet ace king.
I also, like, honestly, I don't like his river check back. You would mostly continue blocking a 9. Like, checking a 9 on the river makes no sense. Like, if you check a 9 and he bets, you probably only beat ace king. And then, like, you probably have to check fold a 9, honestly. This is a spot where he has all the freedom. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. The only hand that you might be able to have is, like, pocket 9s.
Pretty protected range. I think I will check back. Gonna have... I prefer to have like a jack of the hearts if I want to see bet, just to fold out some ace jack and stuff like that. So we're just gonna go for a delay. Yeah, heart is not really good.
I'm not. I don't understand what you try. Do you consider calling on the turn or raising or?
I was considering raising, not calling.
I want to raise, but I'd rather have a heart. I think just to block a bit of continues. I think his line is a bit bullshit.
Never try to what he should be doing. Like, nobody has a fucking clue on these final tables with ICM. Like, just don't. Just try to what people do and make your assumptions based on that.
I think I'll just shove, because this guy might like 4-bet shove pairs, and we don't necessarily want that. I've seen this guy play too wide in ICM, and the problem is if I 3-bet, he's just going to rip in pocket 7s, and I really don't want that. It looks like he has like pocket 10s or pocket jacks, and that should be a pure fold.
I like your what matters is your reasoning, and I think it's consistent with your play. And yeah, I would on high stakes, I would probably 3-bet this all day long, and on like on a final table like this, especially when I know this is a very good high stakes players. When I'm on a final table, like you have this secret gentleman's agreement. It just happens. Like it's not like you message, hey, let's soft play. It's just your best strategy to pass on some spots against other good players because we both know that, okay, let's go after the other players.
Yeah.
And then we will see who wins. No?
Do you find sometimes that these people, I've had some players that don't respect that agreement. You know, they're just like, they know that this agreement should exist, and then you just.
Well, that's why they're not winning a lot.
Going into the final table, did you feel any sort of pressure, or did you finding out that you were going to be a father? How did it affect you? Obviously, in a positive way for what happened, but how were you feeling?
Yeah, I think it, like, technically you could say that it could affect someone negatively, and maybe in my case it did, because it puts pressure on me. Like when I found out I was gonna be a father, I was really excited, and then all at the same time it's like, wait, like you're supposed to be focusing on the tournament, like careful, like don't like get carried away, don't put too much pressure on yourself. And in my case, I tend to really do well and perform when I'm under pressure, so it helped me. But I can see how that's not a thing that like usually would help people. I think this is the greatest month of my life. I'm so excited to be a dad. It's something I've always wanted to do, and it's already gonna be the most memorable thing in my life. But I guess a part of my in my head was like, what if you also get like a trophy for it or something? You know, it's just like, oh, we really remember this month.
Beriuzy, I want trophy. Beriuzy, I want trophy too.
Please, Beriuzy, we have to win trophies. If there's no hardware, I'm not even going to play the tournament.
Beriuzy, where is my trophy? Give me my trophy.
Beriuzy, I want a trophy.
Just like Arsenal, Beriuzy, I want a trophy.
Beriuzy, I want a trophy.
Beriuzy, bro, I'm out here looking for a trophy. I can't find a trophy. I want a trophy, Beriuzy.
Beriuzy, I want a trophy.
Beriuzy, are you gonna be the savior that we all needed? Because we want trophies. Come on.
I got presented these opportunities like, wow, like you can reward yourself with these like trophies. You know, I can talk about it, and when my thought now I know it's my daughter, like when she's born, I can be like, well, actually, like when we found out this happened, like it's kind of crazy how much your existence is like not only made me the happiest person on the planet, but also like motivated me to start trying harder and like really focus on the win for the first time. Because before I always viewed these final tables as like, well, you know, you can make money, you can lose, it doesn't matter, your life is good. But this time I was like, no, I need to win, I must win. So the pressure helped me.
Yeah.
It really did. Now, if you tell me I'm gonna, you know, have 15 kids and every time like I'm gonna use this as a cheat code, no, I don't think it's gonna work like that. I'm not just gonna start popping out babies like, come on, every time I got a final table, Carly, let's go.
I think I have to fold against pretty much everyone. I think this is also bullshit. That's annoying. That's annoying. I mean, that's annoying, but I don't think I can do anything else. Like, that guy's definitely, in my opinion, raise folding there. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, I think that's something that I've kind of realized, even from rewatching the footage myself, was like, I don't know who that person was. Like, I was in a state where I was like, I need to unlock that guy more often when I'm playing, because it was just a bit weird. Like, something clearly, my prep or something put me in a state where, yeah, I wasn't just locked in, I was confident beyond belief of every decision. Yeah, it felt not just confidence, but more like, I guess I had like a real purpose of I'm doing my best, and no matter what you will do, like nothing's gonna stop you from doing your best.
I researched every player. I spent the whole day before, 4 hours, watching every single final table replay that those guys have made on YouTube, because it's free, it's out there. And I have notes of like exactly how they played some spots. And I just kind of built a bit of like a psychology profile, like, oh, this guy is capable of going for it in this spot, and this guy is not. And I told myself, like, just lock in on that knowledge, not what they've done on a final table, not what you think they should do. It's just, this is who they are. This is like how they play. It's not going to change. And I think being like a bit more prepared in that way and like being in the moment is going to be a lot more important than doing a lot of like GTO Wizard sims right before an FT of like this spot versus that spot, right?
I played against a guy at the Win once, and we're playing 10, 20, 40, and he comes in, and this old American dude, and he had like sunglasses on. He looked like ex-military or something, sunglasses on, and he had like a Marine hat or something, and with like an eagle right on it. And it was just, but he looked like the sort of typical super knit, I'm going to buy in for a lot and just knit it. And then he like flipped over the nuts in one or two hands, and then he started steamrolling. Every time you think, oh, clearly he has it. And he was just winning every pot, right? And he was even like being nitty, like he wouldn't tip the waitresses, that sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't really tip dealers after pots, so just to create this image. And then he just like in the end, he bet into somebody, and on the river he overbet, and the guy flat calls the king high flush because he was so convinced as well the guy was a nit, and he just shows like Jack 4 with the Jack blocker for the flush or whatever, and he just looks, and then he just tosses the dealer 100 because he hadn't been tipping, so he tosses the dealer 100, grabs like his 20k profit, and just said something like, "All right, the jig is up. See you later, boys," and then he just leaves. It's insane. One of the biggest. The whole table felt so. The one guy just said, "I don't know what to do with my life after that." You know.
He doesn't have ace kings in the spot.
No, I would be careful with
except
that. I
suited.
would be careful with that. I mean, you see that it's like ace king is jamming almost always, and I think that most players will induce with ace king here, like a lot more often.
Yeah.
And even
Ace king suited,
queens
but-
and jacks is basically never inducing as well, right? You have to be very careful with your wording, and I see this a lot amongst poker players. Oh, it wants to jam 90% of the time, so we jam. But like if you look at DVs, like the jam is, I don't know, 0.091, and the call is 0.905 or something. It's absolutely ridiculously close. And especially like whenever it's these frequency plays. So the moment if my opponent 3-bets 5% instead of 5.1%, the jam turns minus EV, or like now just wants to call every single time. So that's why I'm never using these terms. It never wants to do this. We always want to do this because it insinuates that, oh, the jam is so much better. Like even in GTO, no, it's not. Like it's literally the same.
He's not doing that with ace jack and ace queen. He's doing it with some offsuit ace x, with some king x. He's only inducing queens plus there. I think I can just check this back. He could have ace 5, ace 4, ace deuce, ace 3. All right, let's just hope we beat ace deuce or kings and queens. He can have ace 6 offsuit, which is pretty brutal, but yeah. That is amazing to beat kings there. I'm gonna open this spot. This is a nice spot to open. Because the blinds are really, really tight.
If it would be the other way around, like Niels and Fatal Freller would be sitting on button cutoff, I think it would be good open. But in this, again, I can't prove it. I can just tell you my opinion. I don't think this is a good open. I think you're just over adjusting.
Oh wow, this guy just snap calls. Okay, that definitely makes it interesting, but I think it says a bit about his range. Ace jack suited, king queen suited, pocket 10s, pocket 9s. Especially after he just 3-bet folded, I feel like he would definitely 3-bet strong. He might... I mean, I can probably put a lot of pressure on this guy post-flop, but I need to be careful. I have such a bad hand. Okay. Can he have ace king? No. Can he have jacks and 10s? Yes. Do I still want to bet? I think we can just go for a quarter. I block queen jack of clubs. That's good. He has... I think I will... I block ace queen of clubs. That's good. I will check and bluff river. If he bets the turn, he just has it the way this guy plays. just gonna go for this like please call me bet because I have every ace in my range and he doesn't have many. He has like jacks, tens, king, queen. I think if he had an ace, he bets the turn a lot. Unless he has like ace, 10 of hearts, ace, queen of hearts. Nice. Pretty big pickup. This is where ICM gets a bit interesting. It allows me to start going a bit wider and putting a lot of pressure on these guys, but I don't want to go too wide. Like, I don't want to open this because it looks like a pretty hand, but you need blockers.
So I would much rather him tell me like you go all in too much, you overbet too often, your river betting frequencies are way too high, because then at least I'm annoying to play against. Like somebody could play against me and say like, oh, Lex is so fucking bad, he's way overly aggressive. That's nice, but you still hate your life playing against me, right? So that's the thing that I sort of tell myself when I play those big spots. It's like, just go for it. Like if you have an idea, execute it, right? Don't make assumptions based on other people that I have no clue, because if I start making assumptions about their strategy is exactly what, obviously I know of concepts and things and I can think of things in a moment and I have a certain amount of talent or whatever, or, in games, but just sort of like letting go and living with it for me is very important.
I'm curious, I can't really ask this question to anyone else. So do you think in a way poker/MTT grinds prepare you a bit more for let's say having a child? And I mean this in this way specifically. I feel I'm a bit too comfortable with what's about to happen in my life. I know I'm going to lose a lot of time, sleep, and all that, but maybe it's my conditioning from tournaments where I'm used to having like a uphill battle or being beat down all the time that makes me feel like, yeah, I'll get through this. Do you think that helps, or is that just straight like a strange mental thing I have?
No, but it's the same as like I talked to this coach a lot that just like, it's like you call him like a psychologist or whatever, and he has a lot of poker players in coaching as a Dutch guy, and a lot of like Dutch like very successful poker players went to this guy as well to just like organize their thoughts. He's very specific in his advice, and he would always say that like all the poker players that he has in coaching, one thing that he doesn't see with any other business related people is that poker people always know there's a chance that it's going to be fucked up and that they have a certain acceptance in that, right? So if I would be speaking to a friend that came from school and he wants to start a company and he wants to like take out a loan and whatever, and I would ask him like, okay, so what are the contingencies if it doesn't work? And he's like, no, it has to work. I was like, yes, but it's not always going to. I have to believe that it's going to work. And I feel like that's where poker players are very good. Like I noticed this in relationships in the past where we would get bad news and I'd be like, okay, so, what are we going to do? And it's like, and then one of my ex-girlfriends said like, can we just stop for a fucking second and say this fucking sucks instead of just thinking for a solution? Can we just stop and just acknowledge like this fucking sucks? And I was, okay, you're right. This sucks, whatever. But so yeah, I do think that you're more prepared because of poker. Like it's a muscle that gets strained, right? Expectation versus reality, or just you're gonna lose.
Yeah, I honestly I think he has like ace 9 suited or ace 10 O or something, and like those are just pure folds here. Or like pocket sevens, and he's just like, oh, if I win, I become chip leader. I have to pee. You think I can go sneak in a pee? All right, let's go see if I can sneak in a pee while this guy... I'm gonna have to fucking take a look. Oh shit, he did call. I definitely have to open bigger size against chip leader. Also, it makes it obvious that I'm opening a very tight range. And I think I will bet this. It's a pretty good board. I have the queen of clubs, which is very important. He has ace-4 off. He has 6-4 suited. Has ace-4 suited. It's gonna go check a lot. He could lead. He doesn't lead. He can have ace-10, king-10. I can protect my range by checking this back, because he's gonna bluff some hands. I think he's gonna go for a very small bet. I just can't ever fold here. Do I beat value? Is he gonna bet? I mean, I'm just too strong. Yeah, I'm just too strong. I feel like he has a strong hand, but there's just no way I can fold this. He has all the king club draws and he bets 71%. Yep, let's go.
I entered this tournament late in day one with the plan of just going all in every hand because I was really tilted from busting the 10K W coup twice. And I was about to re-enter for the third time in the 10K. And I was like, no, Ryan, don't do it. Like, it's stupid. You already lost a lot of money. Just enter this 109, go all in every hand, and like you'll feel a bit better. And I still remember it, like how it happened. It was on the break, the 55th minute. I press enter and I'm just like, okay, like I have like maybe 20 seconds I should be playing a hand right now. I'm looking at the screen and it just says like the tournament is on pause. I'm like, ah, it's not the break yet though. Why is it on pause? And it's just on pause for the day until the next day. And now I have 5 minutes of just staring at this because the whole plan was to tilt at the stupid dumb tournament that I don't really want to play. And I just kept looking at it for 5 minutes and thinking, this is what I deserve because I let my mentality get the best of me. Like, oh, just go all in. Who cares about $109 tournament? But in reality, this is the tournament I was playing 10 years ago and I gave it a lot of importance. So
I will call this guy, I guess. He's quite short. And I will fold to this guy's shove. We're ahead of king queen. That's pretty good. Do we hold? Nice. Some queen jack, queen 10, queen 9 suited and stuff. So rather defend like a king there, like king 6. Oh. 10s versus ace queen. This guy's out. All right, 500, 600.
Interesting defend with the 5-3 suited.
Yeah, so that would be, hold on. So, I mean, I came in with a bit of like information on that guy. I just really felt like he's really very scared to put in money. And when I saw this hand, I saw what he folded. I mean, it really confirmed. I could not believe that this is a fold he made.
I like it though that you understand that that's exactly not just because he's super tight, but you understand that he's just so fucked on so many boards. Like it's literally, I don't want to say it doesn't matter which hand you have, but because I see people even like big stacks folding like crazy, folding ridiculous hands here because, oh, his range is so tight. But even his tight, let's say 10s plus and ace queen plus range, and then he has some jack 10 suited and pocket 7s that he's raised folding with, even those gonna miss. And even if he makes a pair, he just can't bet it because he has to have a very strong hand to get the money in post flop. That allows you to play ridiculous hands out of position because your equity utilization is just so much higher. But this fold is crazy. This might be a player who thinks he plays according. This is not ICM. Like ICM, actually, we've seen this, right? We've seen a lot of sims now. Wants you to be looser, even as mid stacks in so many different spots. And a lot of people just play so incredibly tight and don't understand how much money they're burning. This guy with, or let's say this play style, you're probably destined to finish 9th, 8th, 7th, unless you get very lucky. Like you're never gonna win tournaments.
All right, let's see if this guy's opening too wide. This guy's kind of like loosened up recently when all the short stacks busted. Oh, okay, no, he just has it. I had a queen also. The Rolle busts. Nice. We have him dominated. Nice. All right. Four-handed. I have most of the chips. These are both pretty good opponents on my left. So just interesting to keep in mind. Like, oh, we got King Queen versus Ace 8. Nice. I don't mind making a deal against these guys, to be honest. I'm only limping it just because one of them agreed to a deal, and I don't necessarily mind seeing a deal here. I think I can min bet and two barrel a lot of boards here. Not that one though. That's a pretty bad turn. If I had a diamond, I think I would bet. Just it blocks a lot of his continuous, and he's gonna still have... Having 9 of spades is actually kind of nice, because he has like 10-7 of hearts and stuff like that. Do I want him to... Do I want to get him to just fold jack highs and stuff? I want to make him fold like jack high, 10 high. I have a lot of ace X in my range.
I remember thinking pre-FT, like when we were 9-handed, I'm like, man, I really hope I don't get like 3-handed against these guys, because I respected these guys the most. Yeah. I think they're both really solid and capable players. So it wasn't like a very ideal spot to be in, but still like covering them both in decent spot. I knew this was going to be like a tough 3-handed matchup, and I had to adjust a bit. Like, it's easy for me to keep being too wide after I was opening super wide, right? But like, it's super important, like 3-handed, like, okay, I can't start opening like 70% buttons like I was before, because everything's changed now. Like, these guys, they're not as like ICM crippled anymore. Like, we're playing for all the money now. So just like a little, I'm saying this as a little note to whoever's watching, like, you have to really change gears in the right situation. There's no more ICM pressure, no more short stack. We're all playing for glory, and it's all like good players that have been in these spots. These guys have both won the Sunday Million in the last 6 months. They know how to play 3-handed and short-handed.
Yeah.
I think because of the 9 of spades, I kind of have to bet. He has like too many 10-9s, jack highs, that even those I think are like not really happy to call here. Okay, so I basically get more than second place, but we still play for a decent amount, 20,000. So I can get more than second place already. I think these guys are pretty good, that I don't mind taking a deal. I would lock up second place. And we play for the title in 20,000. So do I think I can put a lot of pressure on these guys?
I wanted to deal initially, but then I kind of went for glory mode in my head. During that 3-minute break, I was just thinking like heavily, like, how do I feel? How's the final table been? I felt like I wasn't really played back at too much, and that these guys were, even though they are experienced and they've played really well in the past, it still feels like it's a lot of money for them. And I felt like I'm going to have an edge in this situation, that I can still put pressure and I can still play quite well against them. Yeah. So I changed my mind about making a deal.
At the end of the day, like, everyone can decide for themselves what kind of deal they want to make. You're not obligated to make any deals. So, but I think you have some very legitimate points. I think I think here just a pure ICM deal wouldn't be fair to you because of the pay jumps and because of how it's being structured. So, yeah. Makes
Yeah, I
sense.
think the deal offered me like more than second place. So I think it was like 168 or something. And then we had to play for 20K, which really is great. But I felt that if we switch to like a 3-handed sit and go where we're playing for 20K, everyone's going to be playing Chippy V.
Yeah.
Because it's a winner take all. And I'm not that experienced in Chippy V. Like I play tournaments. I don't play sit and goes as much and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to really drastically change their ranges, and I didn't feel very comfortable. I feel like I'm more studied in like ICM situations, how to attack ICM defending ranges, but in Chippy V, everything's different, right?
I feel good about outright winning this. So let's go for an outright win. Ace-8 suitors and open. For sure, obviously. I'm gonna bet call. Nice backdoors. I expect him to check raise a lot. This is like some nonsense bullshit line, I think. Just gonna call. It's such a weird fucking line. What the fuck is this?
Check call lead turn. I mean, it's probably something you would never see in a solver, right? So now that's also the thing. What a lot of people they just learn a bit the solver, but you know what are you gonna do now? Like you're gonna be in a node that the solvers never wants you to be in, and you gotta adjust. You're gonna still make. I mean, Ace-8. I wouldn't hate if you hero call, but
I remember I recorded myself and I said I'm pretty sure he has Ace-9 or King-9 with the diamond.
Yeah.
I feel like he just had like Queen-9 or something, like just something that's like trying to get max value, because that line just makes absolutely no sense. Maybe like Ace-9 with the Ace of Diamonds, King-9 with the King of Diamonds, like something that's like too strong to check raise.
But let's say I have to start thinking of his bluffs, and I could not. Nothing made sense. Like what would he start bluffing here? And then I start thinking like, can he possibly have like let's say like pocket 5s or 4s, check calls flop, like leads turn as kind of like a merge value / protection.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't make sense either. Like you can probably just check raise those if you want to on the flop.
Yeah.
So the whole line was just really sus. And yeah, that's why like I wanted to call and like, no, like don't just call because you don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way of approaching it.
He's gonna open here a lot, and we're gonna induce. Let's go, hold. Let's go! What a fucking massive one. What a massive one.
Currently 3-handed as the chip leader. And this is what I'm going to do on my break.
Who's gonna get you? Who's gonna get you?
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. He's scared.
And goes for the 2.5x. So, oh, okay, that's all right. If he busts him, yeah, he should be really strong range there. I don't mind looking at numbers now. All right. Oh wow! This might just end right here, right now. Put a 9. Put a 9. Put a 9. Put a 9.
Let's go! Fucking outright win. Oh man! 20,500. 20,587 entries, and I finished first. What the fuck?
Let's play. It's so funny. You want to check it out? Let's play. Bob, okay. Ciao.
All right. To celebrate, I'm allowed to have this. Made a deal with my wife. If I win over 150, I'm allowed to have this 15-year-old Bomo. So, cheers. Whoever watched, enjoy. It's been, it was a really tough final table. I ran pretty good. Made some good plays, I think. I'm not sure. But that is the biggest field I've ever won.
And that's, I think, also shows you how profitable poker is. If you take it serious, if you follow bankroll management, that the money is not, because I think for all these players, the money is just too overwhelming. Always keep in mind that usually this is where, in those deep runs, this is really where your ROI comes from. And when you're the one that is choking, it's going to be tough to have a good ROI or even being a winning player long term.
Hopefully whoever's watching this in your own stakes, like find those adjustments where you're not just like uselessly risking too much for such a little game.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, another title? Another title? Little short stream, trying to win another trophy? Join. One last thing. We want more trophies. I don't know which site is going to be the biggest site in the world. Give us more hardware. All the players want this because we have terrible memories and we want to remember moments like this trophy. This is a PLO 8 tournament that I accidentally entered without even knowing how to play. I'm going to forget that story. I ended up winning it. I want to remember this forever. One day, my kids are going to be like, Daddy, what's this? I'm going to look at it and be like, honestly, I actually don't know, but like, I'll probably have like some notes or video about it. Maybe this video. The point is, this hardware is really important. All the players want this. There's sites that give trophies. There's sites that give online trophies. No one cares about that. We want physical things. Some sites give champagne bottles. This is fucking cool. I've had insane parties with my friends with this, and they're like, what is this about? I'm like, it's a poker tournament. And they're like, wow, I like poker. This shit is important. Please give us trophies.